our trip in 2019 to Bosnia-Herzegovina. Women's Federation and UPF went on a Peace Road event to Bosnia-Herzegovina and throughout former Yugoslavia. And this was on the 9th of September 2019 in Sarajevo, from the hotel on the mountain, looking out the window. This is the bus that we traveled in around throughout from Vienna all the way through down to Serbia and through Yugoslavia, a number of checkpoints. And I think on this particular day, we crossed so many borders. And it's so weird when we know that in Europe, we can cross from country to country with no passport controls. And there we crossed from Europe into several countries in Yugoslavia, and had to even get out of the bus and show our passports and have the security controls. So this is continuing still from up in the hotel. And this is the bus. There was another bus there at the hotel. We had breakfast and then went for our trip and continued on our trip. We only spent one night there. And this is, as I said before, which I think I've deleted out, this is the view from the hotel window of one of the cemeteries. This was the breakfast buffet. And it was a bus full of people from Vienna originally, or not originally, the trip originated in Vienna, but the people originated from all over the place. I mean, I'm originating from Australia, right? And the participants were also, some of them even originating from Bosnia-Herzegovina. So Elizabeth Brandner was one of the key organizers, and Peter Hayder is the president of UPF. And the Bosnian community were also actively, many of them returning for the first time to their homeland that they had left to make Austria their home. So this was I think it was it the parliamentary building? I do believe we've got all of this in the text in the video part, which I don't know now whether I'll include that in this video. Probably not. I'll just upload them separately and add the links. So this was, we got a story about this and I don't remember it now. So I'm just showing you the pictures that I took. It basically is just proving that I've been there, right?
Schule war ich auch hier, Hauptschule, ganze Hauptschule, und dann bin ich 88 nach Deutschland und 2012 wieder hierher.
Genau. So he gave us a tour, and this was crossing the bridge and the waterway from one side to the other, and we were walking along, looking at the buildings, old and new, and it was quite an experience. And this particular day, this Sarajevo, amazing city. Okay, there are mosques, and there are churches, and there are even synagogues. So it was fascinating living in, coming with. Telling us the history, the story, and he, yes, you can look at the videos from him, which are very. So I don't even know how much I shared of this. I do believe I shared the Google link to the album when shortly after. This is a museum at the place where Kaiser Franz Josef was murdered. Here, there is a plaque on the building, and we went into the museum as well. From this place on 28th of June, 1914. The Austro-Hungarian throne heir Franz Ferdinand and his wife were assassinated. So it's, for me, just the processing of my experiences, because this was something that was very intense. It was 4 days of traveling through all of these countries. Even this one day, 2019, 9th of September, was so intense. This is a Tesla cafe. And so we posed beside the statue of Tesla. And each of us, I mean, we had such an amazing experience. So these are perhaps photos that I would post a single photo and tell the story. And since I'm trying to do this as just a quick reminder of my experiences, but who knows, I'm not going to go back and spend much more time. I just want to share the experience, the videos from the tour guide, and these photos, because having shared them in a Google Drive is okay, that's a Google Drive. And the one feedback I got was from a wonderful photographer who said he would have culled 3/4 of the photos out. And he certainly had beautiful photos, and my photos for me are more the memory. So perhaps it's more just my memory and not much value to you. But I really had an incredible experience, was very grateful to be able to participate in this guide, in this tour. And it was interesting also to learn about the Islamic cemeteries, how they remember their fallen. They have just a pillar like this in the ground. I mean, these seem to be more elaborate graves with the actual tombstone there, and typically most of them just have the pillar in the ground. And we heard a little bit of story about that. And there was, everywhere we went, there was some information about various aspects. I mean, this old building, I'm not going to, like I said, 1480, the Ghazi Hezrev there was born. So much to learn, so much to see, so much to do. And so wonderful that we have the opportunities to learn from one another, to see the differences, going through these old streets, old market stands, and experiencing the way of life, the way the people there are living. So this is the statue of Franz Josef and his wife Sophie. Statue of a model, basically, in the museum. So the reason I started making this video, because I was thrown back in history during my Power of Eight meeting today, on Wednesday, where Raluca talked about her visit to the Bosnian pyramids, and I realized, well, I've been there. And she was talking about a particular ceramic stone with a crystal in the middle. Now, I don't remember all the details, but we were there in the afternoon on this same day, on the 9th of September 2019. And this is entering into the labyrinth within the pyramids. And there's also an elaborate history being told in this story. We, of course, have to wear the helmets to protect our heads. And these are the ceramic stones, which are believed to have special significance and power. So egg-shaped monolith, and details about the information and certification of the ion generation within the tunnels. There's a lot of negative ions there, which are very good for the health, and people even go there just into the chamber there to be saturated by the negative ions for healing purposes. So here you could see the tunnels that were filled up over time. These were tunnels that existed apparently 5,000 years ago and had been filled up centuries ago. And now, since the rediscovery of these pyramids, the people have started to clean out the tunnels again to make them accessible. So they're clearing out the fillings. And this is the stone that Raluca was talking about, the one representing the liver. And we were asked to sit there quietly and meditate. And same Raluca was asking us to do that in the Paravate meeting, to access the healing powers. And many people do really feel something there. So you can see where they've excavated this part from this original tunnel. The end of that part, so I can stop share, and that's the end of that bit about Bosnia-Herzegovina. And on the bus we had the map on the screen, so I often took pictures of the map. So you can see here the shape of the pyramid, which I had to really focus on to realize that I could actually see the shape of the pyramid, that it wasn't just a mountain peak. It was a rainy day, as you can see, but in the mountain it didn't bother us at all when we were on tour through the mountain. So we continued and had lots of other experiences on that day, and went to a restaurant for dinner